Thanks, Matthew. Despite of the high quality of the new displays equipped in the most recent smartphones, play video games and watch video on the big screen is quite common nowadays. Unfortunately, users have to face many challenges that sometimes compromises the whole experience. Indeed, in many solutions currently on the market, can happen to have poor performances, having long delays, also up to 2 seconds, frame freezing, and see artifacts and blurry text on the screen. Furthermore, accessing big screen from smartphone could be not so user-friendly, requiring some expertise, and also after a successful connection, unexpected projection interruption and crashes can happen due to the poor compatibility between different devices and the technology used. Our solution, Huawei Cast Kit, goes in the direction to deliver a total new projection experience, offering an easy way to connect smartphone and big screen with quick connection, smooth experience, and high quality video. Let's go a little more in depth on each of these features. Talking about high quality video, Cast Kit supports the projection in Full HD at 30 frames per second. Moreover, during the streaming, user will find a limited number of artifacts or frame freezing. Another important feature for Cast Kit is the quick connection. Indeed, you can have an end-to-end connection starting from discovery in 500 milliseconds. Latency is another important parameter for video projection. Taking advantage of the software and hardware synergy, Cast Kit is able to get great performances, adapting them based on the current scenario. For example, during gaming, priority is low latency, otherwise the user reaction may not be fast enough. In this scenario, Cast Kit latency is between 20 and 60 milliseconds. In the opposite, during a movie projection, image quality is the main goal, so Cast adapting its performances, focusing more on quality instead of latency. Anyway, the latency is always below 1 second. The best latency are for AR, VR scenarios, where Cast Kit has less than 20 millisecond delays. Okay, cool, but how is this projecting the smartphone display to a compatible device? Oh, it's extremely easy, because only a couple of taps are required. First of all, users have to tap the wireless projection icon, placed in the status bar drop-down menu, or accessing it from the settings menu. Once enabled, the list of compatible devices will show, and the user can choose the preferred screen to project their contents. Currently, Cast Kit is available in mirroring mode. It means that you see in your device screen what you are projecting on the big screen. Basically, the features are similar to Miracast technology, but introducing all the improvements already discussed. For the end of the year, we will release the reverse control support, allowing the device mirroring directly in the user's PC as a system window. The great advantage of this capability is to use your device directly from your PC, allowing also seamless interaction between smartphone and PC. For example, it's possible to move multimedia contents from PC to smartphone or likewise with a simple drag and drop. Everything will be managed by the SDK, letting also the integration easy for developers. Later next year, we will also release multi-source collaboration, allowing the smartphone to send streaming contents to the big screen, letting the smallest one independently controlled. It will open several scenarios. The easiest one is when user can play a movie on a big screen and in the same time answer to a message from the smartphone. Another one is use device as a secondary display or a controller playing a game on a big screen. If you want to integrate Cast Kit in your device, there are some steps to follow. First of all, it is required to sign a cooperation agreement. This stage is important to define the scenarios in which Cast Kit will be used to improve the device capability and the user experience. Only once the cooperation is successfully done, the access to Cast Kit SDK is provided. Next step is to check hardware specification in order to be sure Cast Kit will be fully compatible. If everything is okay, integration can start. Cast Kit SDK is provided with UX design specification, development guide, and simple codes. It's better to follow all these documents carefully. In this way, the integration will be fast and smooth. Later, I will provide the main steps to follow in order to integrate the Cast Kit SDK in an Android app. Once the integration is done, it's also required to achieve the certification, and when all the requested tests have been successfully passed, the product will be ready for the consumer market. Let's have a look at software requirements. Cast Kit supports Android OS starting from 6.0, Linux and Windows coming soon. Currently, Java and of course Linux languages are ready to use, and with the support of Linux and Windows, also C and C++ will be available. A very few amount of memory is required, and all the main Wi-Fi standards are supported. Audio decoder supported is ASC and ASC low complexity profile, and video decoder supported is H.264R decoding. Now it's time to go more in deep into the development process. Basically, to integrate Cast Kit, you need to follow 5 single steps. The first one is to declare a projection device object to use as a reference in the next steps. You also need to get an instance of player client object and call the init method to initialize it. The second step is the most important one. Here it's time to initialize the callback to all the events the Cast SDK will receive. Basically, there are 2 main groups. One are displays event, when something should be shown on the big screen, and the second one are the standard events. Once you have the callback ready, don't forget to register it into the player client instance using the method register callback. Going into the events management, it's easy to react properly on what is happening just checking the event ID. For example, for the display events, the SDK notifies the app when it's time to show the PIN code or when the network word is changed. Same for the events, the SDK notifies when it's time to casting or pause the streaming, or when a device is connected or disconnected. For each of these events, it's required to update the main app accordingly. Now, it's time to configure the projection service. First of all, it's important to set the authentication workflow. For example, in this case, initializing the out info with out mode generic. The connection between smartphone and big screen is allowed only after a PIN validation. Next, is required to configure screen dimensions, video dimension, frame rate, and media codec policy. In this case, using the value 2, it's defined a low latency policy, perfect for video and game streaming. Another value to set is the device info, where it's possible to specify the device name and the type. Last step is to set all these values and make the big screen discoverable by the smartphones using the set discoverable method. Step 4 is to configure the surface view, where the stream will be played. Cast Kit provides a custom surface view component, easy to define in an XML layout, and again, easy to configure in the code base. In the onCreate method, it's required to add a callback, used mostly to link the surface view with the player client instance when the surface view is created. In a couple of steps before, we define how easy it is to manage the events. Here, there are some examples about how to start mirroring and how to show the pin on the big screen. For the first example, the only method to call is play on the client instance. For the second example, the callback contains the pin code to show and the reference to the projection device. With these 2 information, it's possible to show the PIN code on the big screen and wait until the client confirms the connection. Again, methods like this must be implemented for each event the SDK notifies to the app. At the end, it's time to release resources. It must happen if there is a disconnection between smartphone and big screen. To do that, easily call the disconnect device method of the client instance, specifying the projection device to disconnect. It was a very short introduction about Huawei Cast Kit. I would like to invite all of you to have a look at the official documentation developer.huawei.com/consumer/n/castkit. Now, it's a pleasure for me to introduce Bartolomei Losia, CEO, and Pavel Siron, Android Technical Lead from Better Software Group, who will tell you a successful story about Cast Kit integration. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Bart Lozia and I'm the CEO of Better Software Group. As a software company, we started our journey in the media sector building audio and video streaming multi-screen application for broadcaster, OTT platforms and content owners. Over the years, we acquired skills in cast streaming, providing solutions for well-known brands as Google Chromecast and Apple AirPlay. The first time we heard about Huawei Cast Plus, we recognized its future potential on the market. As a Better Software Group, we always strive to stay at the top of the latest video streaming solution, and this is why we were thrilled to establish a partnership with Huawei. It's a great opportunity for our team at Better Software Group to use our development skills and media industry know-how to help accelerate Cast Plus and enable seamless streaming experience for the viewers. It's always crucial for us to expand our competencies and deliver the best solution for customers and partners. During our cooperation with Huawei, we have improved Cast Plus user experience, and now it meets the industry trends for cast streaming technologies. I welcome you to hear more about Cast Plus integration details from our technical lead Pavel, who oversaw the development at the Better Software Group site.
Hi, my name is Pavel Siron, and I'm the developer that worked on Cast Plus integration in Better Software Group and made this demo. At the beginning of our cooperation with Huawei, we received a Cast Plus sample application to try to integrate it with Android STB that we had worked in the past. STB stands for the set-top box, which in our case is running under Android operating system and might work as a replacement for Android TV in home theater. After successful integration, with support from Huawei team, we propose further steps to improve the user experience. Till now, user needed to launch an application manually to be able to project the screen on a phone to TV surface. What we have added as our contribution is a possibility to let user not care about this process anymore. Cast Plus is starting automatically with a device allowing a user to use wireless projection. A challenge here was to make a registration of a host in a network using background service that will make Cast Plus discoverable within the same Wi-Fi at all times. That allows the user to use a mirroring option at any time when using STB with Huawei smartphone. Projection is available in MUI system starting from version 10. Here, for a demo purpose, I'm using Huawei P40 Pro to project on STB running Android 8.1 with our Cast Plus host service. On the phone, I'm bringing down the status bar to show shortcut options where I'm looking for a wireless projection. By choosing this option, smartphone is starting to search in Wi-Fi for a Cast Plus receiver. Almost immediately, it's showing my Huawei Demo STB. Now I'm going to connect. And we are on a big screen. Let's now open an app gallery to show you how smooth it is to stream a phone screen to a TV surface. Remember that P40 Pro has 90 Hz screen with QHD resolution, and you can almost feel that on your TV. When I disconnect Cast Plus, receiver hides and we are back where we were before. See how simple it is? We are looking forward to working more with Huawei team on next functions coming to Cast Plus. Thanks, and back to Bart.
We are excited to be on this journey with Huawei. For some time now, we have been working with their teams, discussing different approaches to create something great. It was an insightful and rich experience time for both teams. The demo integration you have seen is just the beginning of the development of a great product that we are sure will proudly compete with other cast streaming solutions on the market. We are looking forward to developing more functionalities on Cast Plus with Huawei and putting to use our experience to enhance their product. If you're interested in hearing more details or have any question, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the event.